Imagine a city so choked by a smell, it brought the government to its knees. This isn't a horror movie. This is the true story of London in 1858 and an event that would change the world forever. It was called the Great Stink, a summer so foul, so overpowering that it literally forced a modern city to clean up its act. For centuries, Londoners had treated the River Thames as their personal dumping ground. All the waste from homes, factories, and streets flowed directly into its waters. Think about it. With a population exploding over 2 million people, the amount of sewage was staggering. The river, once a source of life, had become a bubbling, brown, open sewer. Before 1858, people believed in something called the miasma theory. They thought that diseases like cholera were spread by bad smells, or miasmas floating in the air. This wasn't entirely crazy. In areas with terrible odors, people did get sick more often. They just had the cause and effect mixed up. The summer of 1858 was unusually hot and dry. The water level in the Thames dropped, exposing decades of filth caked on its banks. The heat baked the sludge, releasing a stench of epic proportions. The smell was so powerful it was described as a physical presence. People would walk around holding scented handkerchiefs to their noses, but it did little to help. Newspapers at the time ran cartoons, showing skeletons rowing on the Thames and people gagging from the fumes. One famous cartoon was titled The Silent Highwayman, depicting death itself as the foul spirit of the river. The crisis reached its peak when the smell invaded the newly rebuilt Houses of Parliament, located right on the riverbank. The nation's most powerful people could no longer ignore the problem. They tried to soak the curtains in chloride of lime to mask the stench, but it was useless. The smell was so vile that politicians debated fleeing London altogether. This moment was the turning point. The government, literally sickened into action, realized they had to do something drastic. The Great Stink had made the city's sanitation problem impossible to ignore. Enter a hero you've probably never heard of, a civil engineer named Joseph Bazalgette. He was the chief engineer for London's Metropolitan Board of Works. For years, Bazalgette had a plan, a brilliant and ambitious one. But it was considered too expensive. Now, with Parliament gagging on its own city's filth, the money was suddenly available. Bazalgette's vision was a marvel of Victorian engineering. He proposed creating a massive underground network of sewers to intercept the waste before it ever reached the Thames. This wasn't just about digging a few ditches. This was a plan for 82 miles of huge main intercepting sewers and over 1,100 miles of smaller street sewers. The sewers were designed to be powered by gravity, gently sloping downwards to carry the waste far east of the city. It was a complex system requiring incredible precision. Construction was a monumental task. It involved digging up nearly every street in London, using 318 million bricks, and excavating over 3.5 million cubic yards of earth. Bazalgette was a genius of foresight. He calculated the amount of sewage an average Londoner produced, then doubled it, and then said, "We're only going to make the pipes half full with that." He built the sewers large enough to accommodate a population of over 4 million people, almost double London's size at the time. His forward thinking is the reason his system still serves London today. One of the most surprising facts is the sheer quality of the work. Bazalgette insisted on using a special, extra-strong type of cement called Portland cement. He would personally inspect batches, and if any were subpar, he'd reject the entire lot. This dedication to quality meant the tunnels he built are still in perfect working order over 150 years later. They are masterpieces of engineering hidden beneath the city's streets. As the new sewer system began to operate, something amazing happened. The Great Stink vanished. The Thames started to clean itself, and fish slowly returned to its waters. But the most important change was yet to come. Just a few years earlier, in 1854, a doctor named John Snow had made a groundbreaking discovery during a cholera outbreak in Soho. Dr. Snow proved that cholera wasn't spread by bad smells, but by contaminated water. He famously traced an outbreak back to a single public water pump on Broad Street. When the authorities removed the handle from that pump, the local cholera outbreak stopped. This was the first real scientific evidence for the waterborne theory of disease. However, at the time, his ideas were largely dismissed in favor of the miasma theory. The Great Stink ironically helped prove him right in the long run. By building the sewers, Bazalgette unintentionally conducted a massive public health experiment. He cleaned the city's main water source, the Thames, by diverting the sewage away from it. The results were dramatic. After the sewer system was completed, major cholera epidemics in London became a thing of the past. The number of deaths from diseases like typhoid and dysentery plummeted. It proved on a citywide scale that clean water was the key to public health. Bazalgette saved more lives than any doctor or general of his era. The project wasn't just about health. It was about reclaiming the city. Bazalgette's plan included building beautiful new embankments along the Thames, like the Victoria and Albert embankments. These new structures housed the main sewer lines. But they also gave London wide new roads, public gardens, and the beautiful riverside walkways we know today. So a horrifying smell, an event so disgusting it was named the Great Stink, ended up being London's salvation, forced the city to confront its filth and invest in a future of health and sanitation. It's a powerful reminder that sometimes the biggest problems lead to the most brilliant solutions. The legacy of Joseph Bazalgette flows unseen beneath London every single day, a silent testament to how a terrible crisis can inspire revolutionary change. We hope you found this journey into London's stinky past as fascinating as we did. For more surprising stories from history, be sure to subscribe and follow our channel, Historical Repo.